Hello everyone, Seraphin here, welcome back for more Metroid Fusion. When I last left you, we were on our way through Sector 6, the Nocturnal area, and we're going to get right back into that. We were sent here to download the Varia suit. Some of you who have played, I believe it's in Super Metroid as well, but it's in Metroid Prime also. The Varia suit is what protects Samus from extreme temperatures, so extreme hot, extreme cold, and more or less allows her to function unencumbered in those kinds of areas without taking any damage. These annoying little bug things. And we desperately need that, because that'll allow us to get to a lot more interesting areas of the station. You can see it's very dark, because I got this little light ring around me here. That being said, it's not dark enough that I can't quite see anything or whatnot, but roll into that secret little room. I believe I need something else to get through here. So, nope. Here's one of those stupid wall things that just get in my way. Those are the only kinds of monsters, by the way, that don't respawn, so we won't see that again. And this is also a fun room because there's a hidden tank on either side of it. Here's a fun one. I believe we have to bomb all the way up here. Oh yeah, it shows you two paths, but there's actually a bottom one too, but the middle one is fake. You need to use the top one. It doesn't actually go anywhere. Drop right in here. We need to bomb our way out through the floor. Oh, I guess we can just jump right back up the way we came. That works too. And we'll continue on our way up here. See, it's a dark environment, I get it, because of the light thing, but again, it's not dark enough that I can, like... Whoa, jeez! Okay, well, that failed. You can stun the blue X with your beam. They'll be stunned for a little bit, but that being said, as soon as they are unstunned, they will fly straight at you. And straight through any kind of wall or anything, so they're very difficult to avoid. Nope. Not just yet. I think this is the right way to go. No, no it is not. Must be down here then. I believe these are like little boxes you can shoot. One of them has a blue X in it, so I'm not even going to bother. Because they are not nice the way they do that. They just kind of leave presents for you everywhere. There we go. And again, right here, these boxes, one of them, at least one of them has a blue X in it. So they like to hide and wait for you, which is a really jerk move, if you ask me. Stun that thing and just kind of roll under it. Stun them all right there. Oh, jeez. Yep, I need this stupid speed booster, you guessed it. So if I charge up from back here... Jump all the way down here. Let's just plow through these little bugs, hey? So I forget what's on the other end of this. Just a save room? Yeah, it seems that way. So, like I said, if you've played any of the other Metroid games before, a lot of the upgrades and things that I'm picking up, it's not going to be new to you. It's the same things you get in every game. Upgrades to your beam, upgrades to your suit. Missiles, I feel like haven't been in very many, but then I keep remembering that, yeah, they're actually in almost all of them. Oh, jeez, I didn't even see that thing. But as this was my first Metroid game, I assumed that because this one's a little different from most of them, that a lot of the things that you get are different from most games. It's actually not the truth at all. There are a couple of things that are unique to this installment, but we're not quite there yet. Oh, here's a fun room. I can't get through here because there's a power bomb, but I'm going to roll under here instead. Okay, that was fun. So, I'm sorry if that's bugging you guys, but I'm kind of going silent during the SAX bits because just the suspense is it's too good. So, because this wall here required a power bomb, I don't have those, but the SAX comes in and does have those and blew it up for me, so now I can progress. And I decided to hide on the other end there because if I had run out here while it was still in the room, it would have chased after me and murdered me and murdered me immediately. Because if you try to fight that thing, it will not end well for you, unfortunately. And the fact that they have that element in this game is one of the reasons why I love it so much. The fact that there is always something hunting you, looking out for you, looking out, trying to find you and kill your ass. So it adds this really neat layer of suspense and maybe not necessarily terror, mostly because this is a very low, like in terms of the visual quality, it's not a very high fidelity graphical game, but so maybe not the idea of a pixelated enemy not being all that appealing, but at the same time, first time I played this, I was absolutely enthralled. And seeing the SAX for the first time, the first couple times when it's in the middle of the room like that and you have to hide away from it, gave me chills. Of course, I was only at 15 too, but even to this day, something like that would give me the chills. And here we have another boss door who's being very stubborn and not letting me shoot him in the eye. There we go. And because now I have the super missiles that do triple damage, it only takes 1 to kill that wall thing instead of 3. Which is nice. What? Hey! Get out my data room! So that was a Core X that just came in here and ate my data sandwich. And that makes me very upset because I needed that. And we're going to chase after him. My tasty, tasty data sandwiches. And I'm charging up my beam because I know I'm going to need it. And that, the heck was that? We get this giant Core X with a little floating globule barrier thing. Oh, jeez. And he just kind of runs around the map and tries to hit you with himself. And unfortunately, it works pretty well because I'm having a hard time... Jeez, with this. I'm having a hard time hitting him for some reason. The idea is to knock all of the little orbiting globes around off, and that way you can hit him in the face with it. By face, I mean giant, gooey X-parasite center. Now that he's a bit smaller, he's actually easier to dodge. No, I was just talking about how easy you were to dodge, and you went and hit me anyway. Of course, there's water in this room, too, so you want to stay up on these platforms as much as possible. There we go. Now he's just a regular-sized Core X, and I can put missiles in him. Now, you would think because of my uber missiles that these guys would be a little easier to take down. However, that's not the case. They are just as strong and actually get even tougher. Which doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but... There we go. Now I get that delicious data sandwich that he stole from me, the Varia suit. So even though the data room was destroyed, I'm still able to absorb the power-up from the monster that killed that absorbed it before I got to it. And now I turn this delightful, sickly shade of green. Not sure whose idea that was, but I gotta be honest, I'm not really that big of a fan. And this is how I'm gonna look for a long time. So, yep, get used to that. Pwn those sorry little suckers. And now, the blue X will no longer hurt me. In fact, it will heal me twice the amount that a normal yellow X parasite will. So 20 health instead of just 10. And the funny thing is, right after you get the Varia suit, the parasites don't know that, and they'll still fly at you and try to freeze you. But then after that, see how they just come and run at me anyway? They're like, oh, we'll freeze him! But it's, nope, doesn't work. That being said, they wise up very quickly, and in fact, the next room even, they start flying away from you on sight, because they know that they can't hurt you anymore. And absorbing them will just, you know, heal you and deprive them of their existence. So they wise up very quickly. And there's a couple things I need to get back here, I believe, before we go any further. Yep, there's a tank right there. However, there's also a false floor that it's standing on. So we're going to grab that, and then if I spiral down, I can grab this one too. Hold still. I believe it's... oh no, it's right here in the middle. Yep, there it is. So that's 2 more tanks. And there's not a whole heck of a lot left to do in this area, so we're just going to progress. Whoops. And I'm going to, you know, I'll wait to the save room until we get back up to the top. So you can still stun the blue ones with your beam if you're low on health and you need to grab something. You just stun them real quick and go pick them up. But now that they know they can't hurt me, they're wise to my act and will actively avoid me. And there is no, I don't believe there are any monsters that will spawn blue parasites when they die. So did I miss anything down here? I always think I'm missing things. It's part of the paranoia of seeing similar facets on the wall and thinking that maybe there's something hidden behind them. It's not always the case. It is a lot of the time, just not every time. And then we're back up here. This mill room here. With these bugs again. Oh, that was dumb. A lot of you might be thinking that I'm tearing through this game pretty quickly, and I know it seems like that, but it does get a tad bit more tedious later on. The levels become a bit longer, even though we only visit this we're only stuck in this station. Like, we don't ever get to go outside the station, so the world is very finite. We know the limits of it, but there's a lot of hidden areas in every sector that it always leaves you with more stuff to explore. So rather than going to a different area every single time you go somewhere, it's just, you know, something a little bit different. You just find new stuff in the same areas you've already been to. I believe we need something powerful to explode that floor. Yep, we need the screw attacks, so we're not going in here for a while. And what was in here again? Ah, yes. You guys. Yeah, missile stun those things too. A little bit less cost efficient, considering the beam does it just as easily. Here's something funny. You only see this once in the game. It's not a tank. It's an evil tank disguised monster that takes 1 shot to kill. And you're like, well, what the heck? I went all the way in here and I got no tank? Well, it's because it's hiding back here. That is the only time you will see that particular monster. I thought it was an interesting little gimmick. It's like, no, it's not really a tank at all. Kind of like in some of the other Metroid games where the Chozo statues that you normally get your powers from will come alive and actively attack you. It's like, wait a minute, where's my prize? It's not a good prize. Getting ambushed thinking you're trying to find something cool. This thing is floating coughing. Yes, I made a Pokemon reference. For those of you who are hoping to find someone on the internet who doesn't like Pokemon, well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm actually a pretty big fan. I might even play something of that nature at some point on this channel, but I don't think it will be any of the main series games, only because those take so bloody long, and there's so much grinding involved, and I'm certain that maybe while some of you might want to see that, I guarantee most people are not interested in watching someone grind for hours on end, leveling up their team so they can go beat the Elite Four. Because, unfortunately, I'm not one of those people that just levels my starter to infinity and takes on the entire game with it, so if I do end up playing anything Pokemon related, it might be Stadium, perhaps. I do have both of those, the original ones, on the N64. Can't think of anything else that might be enjoyable to watch, Pokemon related, unfortunately. I don't know, we'll see. I'll think of something, perhaps. We're gonna save up real quick. And I'm going to get my briefing next time. So I appreciate you all joining me on my adventure through the darkest area of the station here. We now have the ability to go into various extreme temperature areas, which I believe we're going to immediately next time. So join me next time for that. But for now, thank you all very much for watching. And this has been Seraphin. I appreciate you all watching. Stay classy, internets.